Hello, what's up everybody? I'm back here again with another WTF review. This is going to be Deathbed. Wait for it. The Bed That Eats. That's right. If there's any question about what this movie is about, it tells you in the title. This is listed as being released in 1977. I think it's kind of become notorious for being never formally released until 2003, so from that period of time there were tons of bootlegs floating around everywhere, and it was released in 2003 by Cult Epics, and that's the disc that I watched, where at the beginning of the film there is a little intro by the director George Barry, who basically tells a little story about how he doesn't remember a whole lot about the making of this film, but he was messing around on the computer, I don't know, early 2000s, late 90s, whatever, and he came across a review of this film, and apparently someone had seen a bootleg and reviewed it, so he released the film through Cult Epics. And I've heard about this film for years, never gotten around to watching it. Finally checked it out, and it's wasn't very impressed. It was a little better than what I was expecting, but essentially this film is about a bed that eats people, but it's primarily told in narration form, so it's a lot of narration throughout the film, and the main one being from this guy that's trapped in a painting that's above the bed, and he mainly narrates and tells the backstory, where it shows a few of the other previous incidents where people get eaten by the bed. Yeah, and that I really didn't enjoy that part of the film very much, but anyway, it's this bed that eats people, whatever. They tell a little bit of backstory about how it happened, something to do with some blood spilled on the bed, and now it needs to eat people for whatever reason. Doesn't matter, it didn't make any sense to me in the first place, but people, for some reason, go to this, it's like an old abandoned castle, and for some reason people keep going there, and they see this cool bed, they want to sit on it, take a nap, and they lay down, and the bed eats them, and not only eats them, eats apples, eats food, whatever you got. It eats Pepto-Bismol at one time when it has a stomach ache, and that's right. And the whole time it makes the sound of someone biting into an apple. And what it is, it's like a big vat of acid that they filmed, in a piece of glass, and they just drop these items into it. But when it's a person, it's probably some water that the person just flails around in, and you don't really see them get eaten, but then they'll drop, body parts, and that part's not necessarily that bad, for considering how low budget this film is, but the whole time people are being eaten, it sounds like someone's taking a bite out of an apple, so it's pretty funny. And, the worst part about this movie is probably the acting. The lead actress in the film, I'm not sure if it's, Julie Ritter, I believe her name is, plays Susan in the film. If it's not her, it's somebody else. It doesn't really matter. But the main girl in the film is just a really bad actress, and she, that pretty much ruins it for me. But I mean, on the surface, this film sounds pretty cool, right? But it's not. It's really slow, really boring. I'm a huge horror fan, and I like to say that I watched the film, and aside from that, it's really nothing else you're ever going to get out of it. It's a few cool shots of some, stuff dissolving in a vat of acid, basically, and they throw some random nudity in there, which is not very good. It's rather unsettling, and I wish I hadn't seen that, but I would say avoid this film, even if you're like a horror fan. Like, I was watching this hoping that I could get some giggles out of it. Maybe, it's so stupid it's funny, but I didn't even really get that out of this film. Maybe with a few beers and some friends, it may have been able to become something fun to watch with a group of people, but I don't think so. It's just too slow. So I would say avoid it. But if you guys have seen it, I know some of you guys probably have, please let me know what you think, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.